Hi, I'm Barry McGuire, and this is part 2 of a 3-part video series that we produced to answer your most frequently asked questions about car waxing, to show you how you can decide for yourself which car wax is the best car wax for your car, and electronic imaging that shows you how dramatic the difference can be when you apply 2 different car waxes to the same paint finish side by side. The information that we provided for you in part 1 of this video series is critical for you to know before you actually begin to wax your car if you want to have a show car perfect paint finish. If you don't care about having crystal clear reflections and long-lasting protection, well, don't worry about it, but you should. In part 1, we explained how important it is for your paint finish to be as slick as glass before applying car wax and how to get it that way. Assuming that you followed those steps in preparation for waxing, let's get started. Let's begin by talking about the ideal environment for waxing your car, regardless of whose car wax you're using. When you apply inexpensive and obsolete car wax formulations to a car finish in direct sunlight, they'll be difficult to apply and almost impossible to wipe off. That's never been the case with McGuire's car waxes. All of our car wax products can be applied and wiped off in direct sunlight. That is not the problem. The problem is that the key ingredients in polishes and waxes will flash off during application at temperatures of 100 degrees Fahrenheit or above, preventing them from doing their job to nourish and enhance your paint finish. And this type of temperature is not unusual for a paint finish sitting in direct sunlight. On this 85-degree day, this black paint finish registers 149 degrees. You know, while most car waxes can be applied on hot paint finishes today, why would you want to when you know that most of the key ingredients are flashing off rather than penetrating and nourishing your paint finish? You know, if you're going to spend a couple of hours waxing your car, doesn't it make sense to do everything possible to make sure that you achieve optimum results? It doesn't matter whether you're using a McGuire's car wax or one that boasts its ability to be applied in direct sunlight. If you want the optimum results you can achieve with that particular product, don't apply it to your car unless your car is cool and sitting in the shade. Now let's talk about applicators and toweling. Car waxes are best applied with 100% cotton terry cloth or fine foam applicator pads. In each case, make certain that they're clean and fresh and uncontaminated with previously used products. Apply just enough product to adequately cover one section at a time. Excess product requires excess work to wipe off. With McGuire's car waxes, it doesn't matter which type of application pattern you use, as long as you overlap your strokes to ensure total, consistent coverage. And you don't have to worry about the edges. McGuire's Gold Class and Next Generation waxes don't dry white in the cracks. You also have the option with McGuire's car waxes to apply and wipe off one section at a time or apply to the entire car before wiping off. The longer our car waxes are allowed to lay on the finish, the easier they are to wipe off. Nevertheless, most people prefer to apply and wipe off one section at a time for repeated instant gratification. They can't wait to see how much they've improved the appearance of each section they've worked on. Here again, if your goal is to create a show car perfect paint finish, only use 100% cotton deep piled terry cloth towels or our new Supreme Shine microfiber wipe off towels. After a lifetime of only recommending terry cloth towels, I am persuaded that our new microfiber towels are even better. There's a trick I want to show you that will tell you whether or not your car wax is really ready to be wiped off. After applying a thin, even coat of car wax, wait a period of time, depending on the temperature and relative humidity at your location, and then swipe the coat of wax with your fingertip. If the product smudges, the wax is not yet dry enough to wipe off. When gloss appears at the touch of your fingertip, the wax is set up and is ready to be wiped off. Whichever type of towel you select, use the first side to break the surface, removing the bulk of the residue, and then turn to a clean portion of the towel and gently remove the rest of the product to reveal the vibrant, deep, clear show car finish that's the reason you use McGuire's. And that brings us to the 5th and final step for keeping your paint finish show car perfect. Once you have your paint finish looking like this, you can keep it that way by using McGuire's Mist and White Quick Detailer to remove fresh contaminants on a daily basis before they have time to bond or etch into your paint finish. And in so doing, you'll find yourself waxing less often because your show car shine will last a lot longer. Perhaps the most asked question about car wax is, how long will it last? Well, let me just say, you should stay away from all products that promise a specific period of protection for all cars, because that promise is literally impossible to deliver. Every car and every driver is different. depending on the severity of the local weather, the degree of exposure to known sources of contaminants like the seashore, heavy industry, and airports, and whether or not the car is garaged at night. It is commonly perceived and misunderstood that water beading is the only way to measure the durability of a car wax. Well, the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of long-lasting protection products that are forwarded to make water sheet off the surface rather than bead, requiring less effort to wipe the surface completely dry. Fortunately, there is an easy way to determine when it's time to re-wax. When quick detailer becomes slow to wipe off, it's time to re-wax. For some cars, that may be months, for others years, but side by side, Meguiar's will always deliver the durability that brings our customers back for more. Advertising hype has the ability to sell millions of first-time bottles. We see it year after year. However, when the performance of a car wax fails to match the advertised hype, people won't buy that second bottle. That's why we've seen so many highly advertised car waxes come and go over the years. You can't build brand loyalty with advertising hype. It requires products that meet or exceed expectations year after year. That's been our goal with every product we've produced over the last 100 years. And that's why year after year, Meguiar's is the top-rated car wax in the country for brand loyalty. All right, now that you know how to prepare your paint finish for waxing and how to properly apply and wipe off car wax to achieve optimum results, let us show you how you put products to the test and be absolutely positive that you're using the best possible car wax on your car. For that experience, go to part 3 of this video series entitled Prove to Yourself Which Products Are Best.